Welcome, guys. Today we're doing a bit of a shortish episode, just talking about.
A very, very up-to-date topic, namely the alleged Russian hacks of the US election slash A party slash the Democratic Party.
So let's talk about what this actually is all about. So we all know, or maybe we don't know, very recently, President Obama actually deported. No, he actually.
Start at the beginning.
Okay, so there have been allegations of hacks happening against the Democratic Party in the USA, and we all agree that the hacks did happen, and maybe perhaps even the Republican Party. Yeah. So these hacks did happen. We agree on that. But then, very recently, the CIA, I think, and President Obama specifically.
Quite a while ago, actually.
Yeah.
Shortly after the elections, the Democratic Party, specifically Obama, started claiming, basing themselves on anonymous sources inside the CIA,
Yeah.
that these hacks originated from Russia.
Yes.
That's step one. Step two is, very recently, based on those allegations and a bit more new information, Obama
Deported, I think, 35 officials.
Deported,
not really
kicked from the country.
Yeah, kicked from 35 intelligence officials or diplomats too.
Intelligence officials with status from Russia in the US. That was 2 days ago? 1 day ago?
That was, yeah.
We are now December 31st.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And Putin, by the way, very interestingly, decided not to respond.
Not to respond.
Now, let's go back to the factual basis of the hacks and so on. First of all, before we focus on that part.
So the factual basis, they still haven't released any evidence that it is actually from Russia, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, because they do claim it to be classified evidence. Yeah?
They have released indices, though.
They have?
Well,
okay.
For example, that there are IP addresses which have been released, which apparently, though, don't really show anything, because, it's an IP address. Yeah, but, we have to talk about this stuff. We can't just, dismiss it.
Okay.
Second of all, why is it evidence and why is it not? Second of all, this hacking group, so known under partially under the fancy beer and stuff like that, does operate mainly to Moscow office times. It is definitely a big, organized structure. We're not talking about a little group or an individual person. Does not mean that they're state funded necessarily, yeah?
Of course, yeah.
But they're definitely a big organized structure, which puts this close to being likely.
But then
that they're supported by a state, yeah?
Yeah.
Not that state. Could even be the Republicans, for what I know. But so that's a fact. The IP addresses, and then some signatures and so on.
Yeah.
And basically, American media and Obama is off. Obama definitely is taking this as evidence. The American mainstream media is mainly taking it as evidence, aka they're mainly leaving out the alleged word. While international computer experts basically agree anonymously that this is not evidence, because in hacking circles, laying false traces is very easy and very, very common.
Yes.
Yeah, and also there have been some, acrylic symbols in the code.
Okay.
Again, it can be English, but why would you randomly put acrylic in your, you can just, I could put acrylic in my code in a comment by copy pasting it from Google Translate. So yes, that's an indice, but it's definitely not evidence. Obama additionally claims that he has further evidence, which is remaining classified.
Yeah.
AKA, for all I care, it's not out there.
Okay, yeah, so, and one very, very interesting thing for me about the hacks was more into the technical side, which is that they the hackers used phishing, which is a sort of social engineering technique, which is a sort of a hacking technique where you basically fake an official site. So the exact brand of phishing, I don't remember what it's called.
Spear phishing.
Spear phishing, yeah. So you basically get an email, and then you get they basically get your personal information.
Well, it's the median prince.
You get an
right?
email with a link. The email looks very real. The link also. So real as in, it looks like it's actually Google or Amazon face and or whatever. But in fact, I don't know, let's say there's one letter wrong or something like that, so you don't actually notice it. You're stupid, you click on it, and then the site you access then is where you get the virus from.
Exactly.
So it's not actually, yeah, it's very easy hacking in that way because you're not really going through all the firewalls and stuff in that sense, like brute force attacking or something. You're basically relying on someone being stupid. And John Podesta is a chairman, I think, of Hillary's campaign. Is a guy who definitely clicked on the thing, and also possibly other people, believing it was a change of his Google password in this very case. Yeah. Why is this so important, though? It's to me like, what's the issue here? First of all, that sorry, cutting out, but even if this is true, basically there's no way to verify if this is true or not. And the reactions Obama is taking, aka first of all kicking out those diplomats and also claiming he would take different reactions, some of which he won't even make public.
Yes.
This is escalation.
Of course, yeah.
It can be used as an act of war, and like escalating a relationship between two nuclear superpowers based on basically no evidence is very, very, very dangerous. I mean, a government acting aggressively without evidence is very undemocratic.
Yeah, obviously it is.
And that is the big issue here.
It also creates an awful lot of tension, of potential tension, let's put it that way, between the United States and Russia, who historically have not been the best of friends.
Yeah.
Just to give a refresher on the Cold War. And in relation to that, I think it's fairly interesting to see that, you mentioned it earlier, that Putin did nothing. Because that's exactly the right move from a diplomatic standpoint, because he can just lay back and say, well, look at me being the good guy.
Yeah,
which is something that doesn't happen
we're suffering, we're being...
On a related note, like Putin's approval rating reached an all-time high yesterday, I think.
Yeah, no surprise. That's also why I don't understand this move from Obama. One of the theories out there, by the way, why Obama isn't releasing the evidence, if he has any, is that would have been gained by, so evidence being, for example, an email from Putin to that hacking group saying, yo, please hack the DNC. Yeah? A very stupid example, but is that evidence could have been gained by hacking itself, and he wouldn't want to reveal how he did that. But if that is the case, I do not see that as an argument, and even if the information was in the product they're gained illegally, I mean, that's what the CIA is for, release it for fuck's sake. Right? Because if this actually happened, let's be very honest, if Russia hacked the US election in what way whatsoever, that is an infringement on the authority of the US, and that, in that case, if this is all true, then Obama does have a point.
Yeah. But it's like Iraq all over again. It's no evidence.
Yeah, it's literally it's literally Iraq all over again. Unanimous forces inside the CIA. The CIA is like literally paid for lying. I mean, they're a secret service. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you have unanimous claiming. Yeah. Another very interesting thing, because this is all related in a way. So one of the main claims that the Hillary email leaks, come from this. 60,000 emails. Is that there is an ambassador, ex-ambassador of the UK called Craig Murray. Feel free, C-R-A-G, new word, M-U-R-R-Y.
A-Y.
A-Y, okay. Feel free to Google. Who claims that he flew to the US and got these emails from an insider of Hillary's campaign on a hard drive, then flew back and pretty much gave them to WikiLeaks. And, I mean, like, why is this important? First of all, it's a completely different claim. It does, I mean, this is also what WikiLeaks is claiming, which is, after all, the source which released the emails, and which is, at least to now, known to be rather honest, right? You can discuss on WikiLeaks whatever you want, like, there's definitely issues there, but they're not known to lying to now, or for falsifying evidence, more the contrary of releasing everything.
Yeah.
Not saying that this proves that this is true, there is, as far as I know, proof that this plane ticket existed, like he flew there for a day or 2 days and back. And at least it's not unanonymous sources, right? It's a guy saying, yo, I did it, so you can kind of check it. I mean, you have that against basically nothing, and the proof that they were hacked. So it is definitely a weird situation.
Yeah. The actual motivations behind all of that go in, you'd have to go into wild speculations to actually
Exactly.
think about what could be behind it, which I think we shouldn't do.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there are factions who believe that like Obama wouldn't take this big of a step without any, it was basically clear evidence. But like that has I don't really
Yeah.
agree
Like-
that much with those
I mean-
people. But it's
I think we can agree on the idea that there definitely must have been a very concise motivation behind whatever he did.
Yes.
of course. Yeah.
But for those of you who believe that Obama is a saint, he is not. And I will prove that over time. But yeah. So, big question mark basically. Don't take this for granted in any way. We're not saying it's definitely untrue,
Yeah.
but this is definitely dangerous.
I mean,
A government acting like this on anonymous
yeah,
sources.
in the end, our entire thing is opinions. Yeah. Like yeah.
So yeah, I hope this was kind of informative, kind of cleared up the situation a bit if you didn't follow it much, at least up to now. We will see what develops, if there's any big developments.
Hopefully
we will.
we'll do video. About
We did, so just to make this clear real quick, so Obama's administration released a 13-page PDF report which was both meant to be kind of evidence and kind of, at least to some degree, and kind of retaliation,
yeah.
which we read, and it's definitely not evidence.
Yeah, it's not evidence.
There
It's
are
more
some of those indices
yeah.
in there, like, but it's not evidence.
Cybersecurity measures to be.
It mostly talks about the modus operandi of the
Exactly.
Yeah.
hacking
how-
group themselves.
Yeah, more
Exactly.
technical details more than anything.
Exactly, more than anything. And sure, it does release a bunch of names of groups which they claim are related to Russia, but again, that's claimed and that's named of hacking groups related to Russia, even if, like, there's not evidence in the way. It's loose points,
Yeah.
slightly related.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this, and again, Happy New Year.
Goodbye.
Bye.